Hello everybody, how you doing? This is Jeffrey Daniel in Lagos, Nigeria again. Today is the 26th of May 2020. I'm coming to you today with this post because it's very, very unfortunate that we have to deliver more tragic news. On Monday in Minneapolis, Minnesota. First of all, I have a connection with Minneapolis, Minnesota because that's where my mother was born and raised. And when my father met my mother, they got married there, and then they came down to Los Angeles, California. That's where my two older sisters and myself were born. So I have this connection with Minneapolis, Minnesota through my mother. And my father has family there too. So it was so unfortunate to see another black man killed by the police. They say that he was a suspect of a forgery case. So the police went in to see about somebody who was forgery, and they saw a suspect. We don't even know if he is the suspect or not. Someone matched the description. How often do we hear that? So because he matched the description, the police pulled him out of his car, they got him out, they got him on the ground, they handcuffed him. Now, instead of handcuffing him as arresting officers and taking him away, they've got him on the ground and they got their knee in his neck, and the other officer has his weight on the man's body. Now, thank God Darnella Frazier was there to film this. And she's the one who put this out. So thank you very much, Darnella Frazier, for putting this video clip out there. So we have the evidence of what happened and how it happened. Now, I don't mean to say that Europeans or white people or Asians or anyone that you're not sensitive. I don't mean to say that. I know you are, because you're human. But unless you're a black person, a black man like myself, and hear another black man crying out for his life, knowing that it's so disproportionately lethal forces being used on him, and to see a man there helpless like a trapped animal under the weight of the officer, and the officer has his hand in his pocket. Go online and see it. The officer has his hand in his pocket, relaxed with the weight of his body on this man's neck. And to hear this man saying, "Please, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Please, I can't breathe. They're killing me. They're killing me. I can't breathe." And the officer is just totally oblivious to this guy's cries of help. He's totally oblivious. He's just, "Hey, get back. Back up. Back away." Like, this is your job? To come out and execute people on the streets? And the man died. By the time the ambulance got there, he was lifeless. He wasn't even moving. They picked his lifeless body up. Now they say that he was pronounced dead, but he was dead there on the street. When does it become the law enforcement's job to kill people on the streets? Aren't they supposed to be arresting us for whatever crime that we're supposed to be guilty of committing, and then take us in and go through the due process of law to ascertain if we're innocent or guilty? But they're killing us on the streets. It's no longer time for just putting online posts and speeches. It's not time for hashtags. It's not time for logos with t-shirts and logos and marching hand in hand. You guys, all these things have proved ineffectively futile. It's time for action. Where are our leaders? Where are our so-called leaders? Where are our pastors? Where are our councilmen? Where's the so-called, I don't know about the NAACP. What about where's Minister Louis Farrakhan? He does step up and try to stand for our people. Farrakhan, where are you, brother? Where's Jesse Jackson? Where's Reverend Al Sharpton? Where's Barack Obama? Oprah Winfrey, you're quick to jump up for, these kids accusing Michael Jackson of something. You're quick to get involved with that. Or for Oprah, they're killing our people. They're your people too, Oprah. They're your people too. They're killing us. It's time for us to come to, we're at war. This is war. Make no mistake about it. It's time for us to stop making speeches and all these things and all this symbolic stuff. We have to make action. Now, every war doesn't mean bullets and bombs. Some war means, every war needs a strategy. We have to come up with a strategy, a concise strategy of how to defeat this war on the black man and women. You see the way these policemen just handle women? Taking women and body slamming them like in the WW Wrestling Federation or something? Throwing women on the ground? This is what they're doing to our women. It's time to stop this. It's got to stop. We have to come up with a plan, a strategy, a formula, and put it into action or put it into this. It's past time to stop. Those of you who know me, you know me. Those of you who know me as an entertainer, this isn't like me, but I'm telling you now, if I hear that any of these officers put their damn hands on either one of my grandsons, I will gladly get on a plane and come to America, and I will go down in a hell of bullets. I will go to jail for the rest of my life and gladly serve out my sentence to take down whoever puts their damn hands on any of my family like that. And it shouldn't have to be just my family, any of your family, anyone's family from now. It's time to stop this. It's time to stop this. We're at war. And it's time to get on the battlefield the proper way to end this. If it's by political legislation, is it by some new law that has to be passed? Is it any type, whatever it takes to make this thing stop? It's time to put it into this. It's past that time. We're just getting over Ahmaud Arbery. We watched him being shot and killed on film. Now we're watching, they haven't released the man's name in Minneapolis, and they haven't released the police names yet. But what, do we enjoy watching snuff movies or something? We're watching these people being killed on film. It's time to put it into it. It's time to stop this. I don't know how many of you Europeans have to worry if your family members are going to make it home tonight because the police are out there. Yes, there's black on black crime. There's white on white crime. There's Asian on Asian crime. So don't bring that up. We're talking about the law enforcement agency killing unarmed men. He was handcuffed and they killed him. Where's P. Diddy? Where's Jay-Z? I'm calling you guys out. Where are conscious leaders? Cy Netter TV. Where's Brother Polite? Where's Brother Sarasut Seti? Where's Shaka Amos? Where's Ali Muhammad? Come on, you guys. I love you guys, and you guys are brilliant. It's time to put our brilliance together. If I'm leaving out any names, whoever's out there, Brother James Smalls, all of our conscious leaders. Come on, you guys. It's time to get together and strategize. Even the Hebrew Israelites, whatever you guys are going out at each other about, it's time to come together, you guys, because all of us are on that list. All of us are on that list. It's time to stop just being social media warriors, and it's time to put it into physical action. And physical action, I'm not saying let's grab weapons and start killing people, unless we can't get any legislative action. If we can't get any agreement with the police departments and with the governments and with our communities and within our country. African leaders, it's time for us to come together. You guys stop all your tribal indifferences because they're after you too. It's a black thing. It doesn't matter if you're Jamaican, if you're Haitian, if you're African. Africans, when you send your kids over to school, what's going to happen to them? They've killed Africans over there before by the police department. What's his name? Amadou Diallo from Guinea. He was 23 years old in 1999, shot 41 times because they suspected him of something. None of us are exempt from that. It's time for us to form a global coalition. of us black people. Because we have to stand for each other, because there's no one standing for us. It's time to put all this to an end, you guys. No more ranting online. Everyone's distracted with this coronavirus. Coronavirus. Yeah, that's an issue that's going on, of course. But when we're supposed to be on lockdown and coming out of lockdown and trying to figure out how we're going to beat this pandemic, how do you find time to just go out on the streets and kill people and beat people for violating social distancing laws? People are being beat for that and arrested. Like they're in Hong Kong. Hong Kong's at war right now with the Chinese government. They're out in the streets protesting, and they're getting attacked by the police because they're protesting and they're throwing stuff and that. But we're getting the same treatment as the Hong Kong citizens are getting from the Chinese government for violating social distancing restrictions, or a forgery suspect. It's time to stop, you guys. It's time to put this to an end. Let me tell you guys what happened to me when I was coming home from school. When I was 15 years old, I went to Manual Arts High School when I was 15 years old, before I went to Dorsey. And it was the last day of school, and I had my report card rolled up in my hand, and I was studying architectural drafting. I wanted to be an architect. So I was walking past Fauché Junior High School. Those of you know the hood. I lived off of Normandy and 36th Place. And I'm walking past the school. They had already had their lunch, and they were in the classroom. I'm walking on the sidewalk, and a police car pulls up beside me and goes, "Hey, you can't hang around here. No loitering." I said, "I'm not hanging around here. I'm going home." So the police car pulled in front of me and stopped. The policeman on the passenger side got out of the car, and he started walking towards me. The policeman who was driving got off the driver's side and walked around the back of the car, so he's walking up behind me. So I instinctively shifted my position so that one is here as one is there. You guys knew how skinny I was on Soul Train and in the Shalimar days? Imagine me at 15 years old, about 118, 19 pounds. Before I knew it, I was lifted off the ground, thrown on the ground. One was behind me, choking me, and the other had his knee in my chest. And they're saying, "Don't you ever resist my partner. Do you hear me? Don't you ever resist my partner. Do you hear me?" I couldn't even answer him because tears were coming down my eyes, snot was coming down my nose. I couldn't even answer. I was going, and these guys had to weigh like about 200 pounds, at least 190 something, and I'm this little kid. And they got me on the ground choked. The kids in the classroom windows, and the teacher came to the window, and they were throwing stuff out the window. "What are you doing to him? He didn't do nothing. We saw you guys." So what they did, they put me in the back of the police car, and they said, "We ought to take you down to the station." I said, "Fine, take me. What are you going to arrest me for, walking home?" They said, "Where do you live?" "I live on the next street. 2 streets over, whatever." They drove. They said, "What's your name?" I threw my report card into the front seat. He looked at it. "Oh, Jeffrey Daniel. Oh, I see you got an A in drafting, huh?" I didn't answer them. I was still traumatized by what had happened to me. And I'm just in the back of the police car. I mean, just sweating and everything, and just sitting there, a 15-year-old kid. When they parked in front of my house, remember, it's a black neighborhood. Everybody knows everybody. Mr. Tommy across the street, the Williams family, Michael and Ricky Williams, the Rucker family next to them, Mrs. Johnson up the street. Everybody came out like, "Jeffrey Daniel in a police car? That's Jeannie Daniel's son. My mother plays piano in church every Sunday. I'm in the church choir." This is just before I joined Reverend James Cleveland's choir, his youth choir. So the neighborhood is like, "Jeffrey Daniel in a police car?" So the policeman walked up to the door, knocked on the door. My mother came to the door. Do you know what he said to my mother? He said, Are you the mother of Jeffrey Daniel?" She said, "Yes, I'm the mother of Jeffrey Daniel." They said, "Well, we have your son." My mother said, "Excuse me?" They said, "We found this knife on your son." My mother said, "Who in the hell did you think you're talking to? You think I don't know my own son? She said, my son would never carry a knife. Say, they thought my mother was going to go, oh, what did he do this time? Oh, he's in trouble again? They did not know which family they were messing with this time. My mother said, get their badge number. Take their badge number. Those guys got in their car and hightailed it the hell out of there. So you guys know me from dancing on Soul Train to the Voices of Cornerstone Youth Choir with Reverend James Cleveland into Shalimar. But this is what we went through to get to that. So do you see how important Don Cornelius is to me, giving us a platform to get us away from there? Do you see how important Reverend James Cleveland was to me to get me away from that? Do you see how important Don Campbell of the Lockers is, who came up with this locking that fascinated me, and I wanted to be like that, and I wanted to dance like that, and I wanted to be on Soul Train? Do you see what we were getting away from to get to this person that you got to see on stages and on films? When you see me now on stage, I'm not up there performing. I'm celebrating life. I'm celebrating everything that we've gone through, everything that I've been through, and that I'm still here. When I'm on stage, it's almost like a religious experience for me. I'm up there having a party. I know those songs. Those songs are over 20 years old or something, 30 years old, some of them. I'm up there. It's second nature to me. I'm up there just expressing life. And that's why I told people, spread the love. And now my motto is, let's make love great again. This is what we've been through. This is what we go through. When I was in Shalimar, I had a home up in Laurel Canyon. Some of the members of Eclipse was with me. Casper, Cooley, Skeeter Rabbit, whatever. I'm coming home from the recording studio with Shalimar, and the members, they were practicing there with me in the room dancing. So we're on my way home, and a police car pulls us over. I'm driving this Mercedes-Benz. Now, mind you, this is 1981, so not a lot of rap hadn't taken off, and not a lot of young brothers driving these type of cars. I'm about 4 blocks away from my house. They got us all handcuffed and sitting out on the sidewalk, and cars are slowly going by. People are like, shit, that's Jeffrey Daniel of Shalimar in handcuffs, sitting there. Whose car is this? It's my car. What do you have in there? They're searching the car. They couldn't imagine why these young, nice-looking black guys are driving this Mercedes-Benz in Laurel Canyon, 5 blocks from my house. They couldn't find anything in the car except a bass guitar, a basketball, a pair of roller skates in the trunk. I don't smoke, so I used to keep my change in the ashtray thing. There was money in there, not cigarette butts, because none of us smoke. They took us down to the station, and my lawyer, Bob Lieberman, told them, look around you. That guy makes more money than all you put together. If you arrest him one more time, we're going to sue you. They kept us handcuffed to the bench. They let us off the bench, put us back in a police car, kept us in a handcuff, drove me back to my car, then took the handcuffs off and asked for an autograph for their kids. This is the life we live. How can I bitch? People have been through worse. People didn't make it away alive. People have been beaten. People have been thrown in jail and stayed in jail unjustifiably. Innocent. That's why I never went out and talked about this stuff. That's why I never really bitched about it, because I know there are people that have much worse cases than mine. But now, Monday, this brother killed on the streets in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's time to put this to an end. It's got to stop, you guys. The time, it's past time to stop. We got to stop this before it's my grandsons, before it's your sons, before it's your brothers, before it's your fathers, before it's your uncles. It's got to stop. Other people are now crying and suffering. Ahmaud Arbery's family, other people's family, now this guy's family. It's got to stop. So leaders, let's put our heads together. Let's put our strength together. African leaders around the world, black people, we're on that endangered species list. We're on that hunted list. Do you guys know that in 2006, the FBI notified the government that white supremacists, white inferiorists, and white extremists had infiltrated the police department? In 2006 bulletin, the FBI detailed the threat of white nationalists and skinheads infiltrating the police in order to disrupt investigations against fellow members and recruit other supremacist inferiorists. The bulletin was released during a period of scandal for many law enforcement agencies throughout the country, including a neo-Nazi gang formed by members of the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department who harassed Black and Latino communities. Similar investigations revealed officers and entire agencies with hate group ties in Illinois, Ohio, and Texas. This isn't coming from a black group, and this is coming from the FBI. This is where they are. We're at war with the police department, but not with the police department as a whole, with these hate extremists who are in the police department using their badge as a reason to come out and beat us and kill us. So you say, oh, all police aren't bad. No, okay, all police aren't bad. But those who are allowing this to happen around you, you guys, come on, wake up. This is happening to us. This is what's going on. These people who were KKK members or whatever extremist groups they belong to, they're now patrolling our neighborhoods and streets with badges, armed, and they have a license to kill us. And if we even know they're an extremist, and if we try to fight back, and they're in uniform and they got a badge, they can blow our damn heads off. Oh, he was resisting, arrest. He was using aggressive force with me. So it's like our hands are tied. Even though this brother was handcuffed and they were on his neck Monday in Minneapolis. He was handcuffed on the ground and they were still on his neck. This is what we're faced with. Trump. Does Trump really condone this? Or was he just spitting out his rhetoric and these people were taking advantage of his rhetoric for their own agenda? I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. Or is he in on this too? Does he know what's going on? Is he endorsing this? I'm not saying he is. I'm not saying he isn't. I'm questioning it because it's going on. It's business as usual. It's business as usual. I'm taking too much of your time, you guys, but I'm very emotional. People who know me, they know I'm a very emotional person. And I'm trying to restrain my emotions right now, but it's hard. It's hard. I came up with a slogan that said, let's make love great again. I'm trying to make love great again, but they're not making it easy for us. They're not making it easy for us, you guys. Let's not just post videos. Let's just make hashtags. It's time to form some type of coalition globally. We have to stop this before it comes to your doorstep, before you know that it's your family member, someone that you love directly. I love all my brothers and sisters globally. That's why it's affecting me to hear this man's voice cry out. You guys watch the video. Go online and see what's happening. It's time for us to stop this, you guys. I'm sorry I have to come to you guys like this. I should be coming to you, with good news and something. We're all trying to get through this pandemic. We got the weight of the world on our shoulders right now. And on top of it, you guys find out time to just kill people on the streets. It's got to stop. It's time to stop. It's got to stop. I'm waiting for all of our leaders, our conscious leaders, all of our speakers, all of our people that say they're with us, all of our prominent people in our community, from Oprah Winfrey to P. Diddy to Jay-Z to Michael Jordan, Obama, Jesse Jackson, Minister Louis Farrakhan. I know he's going to step up. I know Brother Leo Muhammad is going to step up. I know people who will step up. Sai Netta, I know these people will step up. It's time for everybody. Let's put everything into action. If I'm forgetting names and leaving names out, please forgive me. But I know you guys are there. Let's put it into action. Let's go. Let's go. Okay? Let's go. I love you all. I'm sorry that we have to even make videos like this and you have to have these conversations. But it's got to stop. It's got to stop. It's time to stop. It's time to stop. Okay? All right. You guys take it. Take care. I love you. And I'm trying to say, let's make love great again. I'm trying to say, let's make love great again. But they're making it hard for us. They're making it hard. Take care, you guys. I love you.